Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Last time out, we had the season review, the season preview, and the transfer special. And, of course, we've been bringing in lots of players. We've been churning the team. And today, we all have a team that's got a little bit of a familiar tilt to it. But there's lots of new faces as well. Plus, we've made another sign-in since you were last with us. Hello and welcome to episode number 14 of To Be a Legend. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you our first two games in the National League, and they are against Oldham Athletic and then against York City. Some things been going on since you were last with us, so we'll highlight those for you before we move on. The most important, I guess, is transfers. As you'll see, Isaac Fletcher, we're still waiting for him to give us a yay or a nay. That hopefully will be coming along very, very soon. We hope. Since you were last with us, though, I think I'm not sure if we have Manny Norcat in. Possibly. Anyway, Manny Norcat is a 3.5 star. Yes, I think we did a 5-star striker. He is in. And Louis Molden, he is a 3.5 star goalkeeper. Got potential to be a 4.5 star. So he's looking pretty good as a sweeper or as a defensive defensive goalkeeper. Last season was at Solihull Moors, again in the National League. So he has National League acumen. Excuse me. Was the product of Liverpool. Spent some time at Manchester City, went out on loan, then ended up at Wolves. Didn't play for any of those, though he did play 7 games for Gloucester City. And then went to Ebbsfleet, 16 games there. And then last season, as I say, 18 appearances. A 6.99, 8 clean sheets from his 18 appearances and 2 player of the matches. So he has been doing rather well in pre-season. So we're hoping that he can continue that form into the season itself. The one thing we didn't do last time out, though, was, if I can find it again now, here we go. We didn't look at the pre-season stuff. We don't have any players in the Media Dream 11. In fact, I think most of the Media Dream 11 are Wrexham players. And Wrexham, Wrexham. Hunt isn't a Wrexham player. He comes from Grimsby Town. Occo Flex is at Notts County. And then 2 players up front, Wrexham as well. So Wrexham have the bulk, apart from 2 players. Is Garrett Wrexham? Yeah, he's Wrexham as well. Only 2 players that aren't in the Media Dream 11. That would explain why Wrexham are 3 to 10 on favourites to storm the National League. Notts County 2nd, Chesterfield 3rd, Bromley 4th, and then Grimsby Town and Barrow, who both relegated from League 2 last season, 5th and 6th. And as you'll see, we are down in 19th, 25 to 1, worth a few pounds. If you put a tenner on that, it could be looking quite good at the end of the season, hopefully. And Spennymoor and Hampton and Richmond Borough are the teams expected to go down, along with York and Wealdstone. We are expected to survive only just, though, along with Ebbsfleet United. So we'll see how that pans out as the season progresses. So we'll have fingers crossed there. Right, Oldham Athletic then are our first opponents today. We have no past history with them, of course. This because we've changed leagues, it does mean that we've got nothing to look back on and see if we've got a chance of beating them. Having said all of that, We did beat Hartlepool, who are League Two in pre-season. Put up a very good show against Newcastle. And we also, Telford United are in the north, but we did beat Bromley in the FA Trophy last season, and they are National League team. So there we go. Really should be doing okay. With all that said and done, let's get on with the episode and the games and jump straight into our first game and our first match in the Vanarama National League. Making our debut then against Oldham Athletic at Boundary Park. And this is the team that will face Oldham Athletic in our first ever National League match. It's Malden, our new goalkeeper, making his debut in goal. Linton making his debut on the left side of defence. Greenwich making his debut in central midfield. Gamble alongside him also making his debut. And Clark continues out on the right-hand side. Raymond and Greaves making their debuts in front of the back four, with Bunn out on the left, having had such a good game in the last of our friendlies. Spence as the attacking midfielder and central, and then Perry Moss making his debut out on the right. Girolamo is the chosen striker in front of Norquette today, because Girolamo come on at 70 minutes in our last friendly of the season. Of pre-season rather, and scored 2 goals. Worked really, really well with Bunn. So we'll give him an opportunity today, as he had such a good game last time out. On the bench then, Granite, Ayana, Kamwa, Osborne and Norquette. And this is how the two sides match off against one another. As you'll see, they are playing a very defensive, is that a 3-5-2 formation. David Unsworth is the manager at Oldham for this one, and that's our lineup. So let's get the game underway at Boundary Park, our debut in the Vanarama National League. And you come and join us for our first highlight of the match. 20 minutes into the game, you'll see that we are playing in our new kits, which I didn't show you earlier. We will show you at some point. And our first attack, our first attack that we've first seen. Linton losing out there on that left-hand side. Gamble. Spence finds Moss. Moss finds Girolamo. Girolamo is in and scores our first goal in the National League with 21 minutes on the clock. What a counter-attack that was. All started from the back left-hand side. Gamble getting it through to Spence. Moss feeding in a lovely pass from Moss to Girolamo. And Girolamo has got his shooting boots on. And maybe, just maybe, that's why we put him in front of Norquette. Question of whether he was offside or not. But he was onside. Played onside by this player here. Wassell. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Wassell with a free kick. Clark, who's picked up a yellow card, comes back for that. Back to Malden, who finds Greenwich. Raymond. Linton. Linton to Greenwich. Girolamo heads it down to Spence. Spence back to Girolamo. And he's got his second of the game. And Sion Spence, who's come in for Tazdemir. We're not missing him at the moment. And we go 2 up after just about half an hour. Lovely build-up play. And the Boundary Park faithful will be wondering what's happened. Girolamo. Aren't we glad we held on to him? Cornice with a free kick. Headed into the area. Headed clear. Not sure who headed it clear, but Moss. Greaves. Come out wide. As Linton in support. Moss. Raymond. And we are unbalanced because Linton is over this side of the pitch, which Figuera is in, And he's had a go from distance, but Linton has got himself back into position. Moss coming back and tidying up. All in all, a good first half. I did like to see that the midfielders coming back and supporting in defence and making up numbers when we needed them. And all in all, very good. Oldham Athletic have not been shy, though. 10 shots, 2 on target, 0.45. We've had 7 shots, 2 on target, 0.73, but 55% of the possession. They've not been completely out of it, and for probably over half of that first half, they were actually better than us. But the 2 goals have made a difference. And we are in a commanding position at the moment, but we're in the National League now. We can't rest on our laurels. Our first highlight of the second half, Clark with a throw-in on the far side. To Spence, back to Greaves. Greaves comes forward. Crossfield finds Linton, who's there on support. Linton into the area, cross it in. Girolamo looking for his hat-trick. Spence has picked the ball up. It's only gone as far as Linton, though. We are going to make some changes. Patrick Gamble is tiring. So is Greenidge, to be fair. These guys not really up to full fitness at the moment. We do need to get them there as soon as we possibly can. I don't really want to take Patrick Gamble off, but if he's dropping away, I think it's probably the best thing to do. Sion Spence is tiring. Harry Bunn could switch over into there, but who would we put out on the left? Sam Osborne. So we'll put Bunn in the middle. Spence goes out left. Spence will then be replaced by Sam Osborne. We're going to have to replace Patrick Gamble, and we're going to replace him with Josh Granite. And I think we'll just leave those 2 for the moment. And we'll see what comes of that. You come back for our first highlight after the changes. Linton to Osborne. Raymond. Back to Linton. Linton fires it into the area, finds Osborne, and Osborne has been felled by Hogan. And Girolamo on a hat-trick. Gets a hat-trick on the first day of the season. Girolamo. And my choice to pick him in the starting 11 is vindicated. Goalkeeper getting a hand to it, though. And with 86 minutes on the clock, you join us. We are going to make our final change. We have a number of players at the back there who are specifically tired. And I'm limited on what I can do at the back. We're okay up front, I think. I wish this would sort itself out so I can see who's who, because it's baffling otherwise. James Clark is probably the weak link there. We're going to bring Jordan Ayana on as the replacement for him. And with 90 minutes on the clock, 3 minutes of injury time, we do get a highlight. One fired forward. Figuera is on, but who was that? Linton very gently just come in, tapped it back to Malden. A little bit of safety there. And what's Malden going to do with this? He's going to roll it out to Granite. Granite to Greaves. Osborne. Finds Moss. There's a chance for another one. Greaves. Raymond. Osborne flicks it in the area, and it's Girolamo looking for his 4th. It's come back off the woodwork, I think. And they looking to break, but Ayana is there, and we have a counter-attack on. Moss swings it into the middle of the area. Moss picks it up again. And it's all over. It's full time. It's a 3-0 win on the opening day of the season at Boundary Park. And I think all the new boys have performed reasonably well. Louis Malden keeps a clean sheet in goal. Patrick Gamble, Greenidge, Linton, all having good games. Girolamo, fantastic up front. Sion Spence has played well as well. And Greaves and Raymond and Moss all 6 points, 9s. So all in all, the only man who didn't perform was Harry Bunn for some reason or other, despite doing particularly well in pre-season, and Sam Osborne coming on and doing better than Harry Bunn. So he probably will get the nod next time out in the next game against York. But that's how it's ended. 17 shots, 7 on target in the end. They've had 16 shots, 4 on target. We had 2.88 on the old XG, 53% possession. All in all, it was a steady, commanding game. I think we can be extremely happy with that particular match. Let's have a look. I know it makes absolutely no difference at this stage of the season, but let's have a look and see how that affects the table one game in. Like I said, early season tables don't make a lot of difference. Things can change. You can lose the next match and be down the bottom of the table very, very quickly. But to get off to a good start, a clean sheet and 3 goals puts us top of the table in front of Scunthorpe, Halifax, Borehamwood and Eastleigh. And who would have had that down at the starting point that we joined Buxton, that we would be top of the league in the Vanarama National League. Now the task is to stay there for the whole of the rest of this season. Can we do it? Yeah, I don't know. York City then, next up. How did York get on in their first game? They played... Doesn't show. Hang on a minute. Hold on a minute. Probably if we go to here. York. They were at home. They had a 0-0 against Dagenham and Redbridge. 0-0 against Dagenham and Redbridge, York. Yeah, they've not had a best of starts, but we'll see how we get on. That's our next game, and this is the team that will face York. And you come back for our second game of the episode against York City, our first home game in the Vanarama National League. And off the back of that 3-0 win against Oldham Athletic in our first game, Malden continues in goal. Linton, Greenwich, Gamble and Senior coming in on the right for Clark, who's dropped to the bench. Camwar comes in central midfield alongside Greaves. Raymond moves out onto the left attacking wing. Spence in the middle, Moss out on the right. Girolamo, after his hat-trick and heroics in the first game, continues up front. Granite, Clark, Kirby, Osborne and Norquette are all on the bench. And this is how the two sides face up against one another. Very similar formations. I think these are probably slightly more defensive. The manager at York is Gary McSheriff, and that's how the sides match up. And Lucas Tomlinson's spray, that name rings a bell, as does Sam Woods, but I'm not sure whether we've met them in previous incarnations of To Be a Legend or what. I'm not too sure. And you come and join us 35 minutes in, near enough, and Sion Spence has picked up an injury. It's a potential foot injury, so is that going to mean that he's going to be out for some time? And just to add injury to insult, we haven't got another attacking... Oh, we've got a couple. We've got Perry Moss and Jaden Redmond that can play in that central position. Let's get the... tactics sheet open. That's not good news for Sion Spence. Only his second game, and had a really good game first time out. So Spence will get replaced by Sam Osborne out on that left-hand side. Let's see how he can do out there then. And we do have a highlight right on half-time. York, Dyson. Gamble heads it away, but only as far as Crooks. Crooks to Hargreaves. Oh, it's deflected onto the post. And Senior gets rid of the ball into touch. And half-time. That is only highlight of the match. And the only other action that's happened is the fact that we've had Sion Spence injured. They've had a player injured as well. We've had 5 shots, 3 on target, 0.14 XG. They've only had one shot, nothing on target, and we've had 57% of the possession. Really should be at least one goal up, I would have thought. Let's go and have a chat with them at half-time and hope for a better second half. And we have a throw-in on the far side. Senior to Girolamo. 53 minutes on the clock and a headed. See who that was, actually, in the end. To me, York having a goal kick. And Western Dove, but Senior gets back there and wins the ball. Flies one forward. Moss running for it, but it was into space. Western Dove tries to get one over the top to John Lewis. And he scored. And we go behind for the first time in the Vanarama National League. Now we're going to test our reality is dawning. John Lewis, not of the chain, and he's been played on side by Linton, I think it was, just over the top, and it was a route one. And he come back and join us. We're actually going to have a look at some changes because with 60 an hour gone, we're not making any impact. Girolamo's not having a good game, and Manny Norquette could come on to make his debut in place of him. Jaden Raymond is not having a good day either in that central midfield slot. I am thinking of doing a complete shuffle here. Osborne on the right then. Moss for Raymond. Raymond can go back out into that role. In fact, he's probably better here. Do I put Osborne back over that side? That's what happens, leaving Bunn off the thing. Raymond can come back into midfield. No, let's do what we originally said we were going to do with that. I'm messing around here. Right. That's our second change. Unfortunately, our first one was a forced change, of course, which isn't the most ideal. But let's go with that for now. Osborne with a free kick. Osborne fires it in, and it's just headed over the top by Greenwich. Osborne with another free kick into the area this time, looking for Raymond. Didn't find him. Osborne will get a second opportunity. Fires it in. He's just put it wide. And with 78 minutes on the clock, weird tightness at the back again, but Jaden Raymond is just not doing today, and I'm not quite sure what we can do because Osborne over there. Raymond can come off for James Clark. James Clark can come in on that right wing. Greenwich with a free kick. Camois tries to find Clark, but Saunders cuts it out. Greaves gets there though, and we're not. These passes just not hitting the button today. Unlike against Oldham Athletic, they're just not getting there. Gamble to Senior. Senior comes forward. Clark in from Perry Moss. Norquette. And he opens his account. His first goal of the season, but it's ruled out. Offside. Yeah, Norquette. In fact, Perry Moss was the player offside. Thought Norquette had opened his account. Osborne with a free kick then. Swung in. It's headed clear, but only as far as Greaves. Osborne still there. Osborne into the area. It's in this time. Perry Moss puts it away, his first goal of the season, and we are level after 88 minutes. Whoa. Talk about worried. But this was well worked. Greaves to Osborne. Osborne comes inside, finds his man, and Perry just had to toe poke it into the back of the net. and you come and join us in injury time, it's all over. It's a 1-1 draw, better than a loss. A 1-1 draw at home, our first home match in the National League. Patrick Gamble, Perry Moss and Senior having good games. Girolamo, after his hat-trick in the previous game, not so good. So a bit disappointing from him, but we managed to salvage that point late in the game. 16 shots, 7 on target. We should have run away with this. 1.37 on the XG, 56% possession. They had 7 shots, just 2 on target, one of which was a goal. 0.41 on the XG, 44% possession. So we'll take it. Better than a loss, as I say. Let's have a look and see how that affects the table. Maybe we should have won that game, that goal that was ruled out, but he definitely was offside. So we finished the episode in second place with 4 points. Halifax Town top with maximum points, the only side with maximum points at this juncture in time. And so not a bad start all in all for the first 2 games of the National League. I did promise you I would show you the new kits. There they are. As you'll see, we do have a stag on there, or buck, whichever way you look at it. And they are the blue kit and the pink kit. Made with Kit Basher, if you are worrying. And I know I still need to do that video for you as well. Right, we're going to play a couple of games. We're going to come back for Notts County and Scunthorpe in the next episode. Notts County, who are currently in 11th place. Scunthorpe, who are currently tucked behind us in 3rd. Spennymoor game is on telly, so is the Bournemouth. I was thinking about doing Spennymoor and Notts County, actually. I don't know. We'll a bit undecided. We'll come back for one of these. Spennymoor, of course, who came up with us last season. They're down in 15th at the moment, and it is a televised match at that. We'll see. We'll come back for either Spennymoor or Notts County or Scunthorpe. I'm not sure yet. Let's see how it goes over the next game. If Spennymoor are up or thereabouts, it may well be them. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of To Be a Legend and new series as they are released. If you want to keep up to date with what's happening on this channel and more, then you need to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideToo. New episodes of To Be a Legend currently released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. It will change Christmas week, New Year week. I will give you an update on that in the next episode. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you for the next episode, which is out on Monday, start of Christmas week, and it will be episode 15. Until then, goodbye.